Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and as you can see I'm playing a different game today. This is Fallout 76, this is about the fourth time I've tried to record this video, because unfortunately, because of how the game has been received upon release, I kind of start, you know, all the previous videos I've kind of started to do, it kind of ends up talking about all the negative stuff that that's surrounding the game, and because I'm absolutely loving the game, I kind of don't really want to have a video full of negativity. So what I thought I would do, just to kick off, is just to quickly outline some of the stuff's been going on with the game, and yeah, and then move on to more positive stuff. So as I said, I'm absolutely loving the game, but there are a lot of people that are not. You know, a lot of YouTube videos of people just going, in my opinion, over the top. You know, I understand that when you love a franchise and a game comes out and it may not meet your expectations, you know, you get salty about it. I've done it in the past, but I think what's happening here is it's more to do with the fact that negativity gives hits, essentially. You know, I think that's one of the issues surrounding the game. Yeah, I think a lot of people, it's no more than that. If you look at YouTube, for example, there are just seem to be hundreds, thousands of videos of thumbnails with a sad-looking little pit boy or something. You know, it's like everyone's jumped on the bandwagon, and I've clicked on a few of these videos. I don't want to give them any attention particularly, but I clicked on a few, and I'd probably say like 90% of them haven't even played the game. You know, they're people just jumping on the bandwagon and reporting other people's, you know, opinions. But yeah, but I think it's worth covering the issues that's the biggest points anyway. I think first of all, like from a performance point of view, I think it's fair to say that console owners have had a rough ride. It doesn't seem as though the game is performing particularly well at all. For me on a PC, it's been absolutely smooth as butter. I didn't play beta, so I can't really compare it to that. But what I can say is that since release, I've been playing since release day. And the game has been absolutely, we don't want that, do we? The game's been absolutely amazing. From a performance point of view, smooth. I've had a couple of crashes, but not too much. So maybe I've been lucky, but in that regard, yeah, not a problem. Again, you know, moving on to the graphics quickly, again, seems to be a contentious issue. I don't know about you, but I think it looks fantastic. You know, it's you know, I think it's fair to say that technically, textures and stuff, if you look around, maybe not as accomplished as Fallout 4, which is a fairly old game now, based on an even older engine. And I think certainly, I guess, from what people expect nowadays from AAA games, it's not up to expectations. But for me, for Fallout games, it's always been about the I think the art style. The art style looks really good. I love that kind of, I'm not sure what you guys in America would call it, but I love that kind of 1920s Americana feel. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, and I think it looks great. I think it does the job of immersing you in the world very well, and the art style is really good. So I haven't had any problems with performance or visuals personally, but you know, I understand that all these things are you know, based on tastes, and that's fine. I think so. The other thing that I've known people have gone quite hard in on the game is the fact that there's no NPCs. The story is told through a series of holotapes and notes and computer terminals, essentially. Again, I know this is all personal preference. This is one of the ones where I can't understand why you would say it's a crap game because of that, because it's purely down to personal preference, this one. I don't think there's any getting away from that. It's not that it hasn't got any PC, so it's crap. It really depends on what side of the line you fall on. I don't think there's any, you know, bugs and stuff. Obviously, yeah, that's not good. But I think this is a matter of taste again and opinion. And I haven't had a problem going through the world, reading the lore, following the quests and the stories, even though there are no NPCs. It really hasn't been a problem for me. Yes, I would like to see some NPCs to talk to, because other players don't really fit that bill. You know, that's just, I know that's what they were going for, but it doesn't really work out particularly well in that regard. So I would like to see NPCs, but I've also really enjoyed immersing myself in the other people's stories that have already happened. And I guess that's the issue that people have got. You know, you're following stories and quests and lore. Well, lore, obviously, I guess that's a given. But you're following quests and people's stories that have already happened. So if you're told to go somewhere and meet an NPC, and this is not a spoiler, you know that person's going to be dead because there aren't any NPCs. So what you will find generally is a holotape or a note, basically. So yeah, I mean, you know, as someone who's been playing RPG games since the early '80s, you know, obviously a big part of RPGs generally when you play is that you're the hero and you affect the story, but you don't have that in this game. You know, so if you're someone who, as you're doing quests, you want to be affecting people's NPCs' lives and the world, and making a difference, then that's not happening here. You know, but even so, I have to say that I've really enjoyed following the quests and stuff in the form that they've been implemented into the game. You know, it's been awesome. I guess moving on from that, like from a bug point of view, again, I can't really. Yeah, I've seen bugs, but again, you know, these maybe I'm just easier to please as I've got older. I don't know. I feel like I've become more cynical as I've got older, but maybe I've become easier to please. But the bugs that we've found, and I say we because I've been playing with my two sons quite a lot in multiplayer, and the multiplayer works really well actually. The PvP implementation, rubbish. But the multiplayer aspect, we've really enjoyed travelling the wasteland, doing quests and killing super mutants and whatnot. A lot of the bugs that we've encountered have been to do with the questing. I think the problem you've got here is that it's a single player system, but they've implemented a multiplayer aspect on top of it, and it doesn't quite work. Sometimes we've had quests bug out. One of us hasn't been able to turn it in, and that kind of thing. So those kind of things. We haven't had any crazy bugs with things not working, not that we've noticed anyway, or mobs, you know, getting stuck in things or that kind of stuff. But you know, there are bugs. This intro to the video is not one of those, you know, where I'm saying it's all right. You know, I'm all right, Jack. Stuff you lot. You know, I understand that people have had a lot of issues performance-wise and bugs-wise, and that's, you know, that's fine. That's going to put you off. But I can only tell you my experiences, and they've been pretty good. I think the other thing that I've generally been seeing is that the game is a cash grab. It's a copy and paste essentially of Fallout 4, and that might, you know, they've tacked on multiplayer, and that might be the case. You know, it doesn't feel like it to me personally, but that might be the case. I've got no idea. But that hasn't stopped me enjoying the game. So now I think I'll move on to, yeah, the positives. There is one more thing I wanted to say, and it was like there's a forum, a PC hardware forum that I belong to, and there's a series of posts that kind of captured how I think, not just how the internet is regarding this game, but just things in general and gaming in general recently. And it was a Fallout 76 thread, and there was a guy who, you know, got a lot of posts on the forum, on this particular forum. And yeah, and his general attitude was just kept putting up paragraphs of very clever text about how, you know, why the game wasn't, how he didn't like the game, without any real context, you know, with no details on what he didn't like about it. So someone called him out and said, well, what don't you like about it? And essentially he had 2 or 3 sentences. One of them was to do with the crafting system, and there was little other substance, and that I think that is a reflection of kind of where we are at the moment. Maybe, you know, I don't want to get too deep, but maybe, you know, on a society level, not just in geeky pop culture. You know, it's we hear how terrible something is, and we get outraged by it, even though we haven't experienced it ourselves yet. You know, and then when we do experience it, we look for the problems that you know, we look for problems rather than enjoying something for what it is. But anyway, that's enough of that. I will move location, and we will carry on with the more positive side of the video. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I say welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the video. This is it's kind of the second part. This is maybe the good part, or not, depending on your point of view. So, what you see now is basically why I love the game. I love the game essentially because it's a beautifully immersive world, like really immersive. And what I like doing in this type of game, I haven't really played much in the way of these kind of apocalyptic survival games, online survival games like Rust and stuff. I don't really have much interest in that because, to be honest with you, and I hold my hands up here, I could be wrong, but from watching videos and stuff, those kind of games with a PvP aspect seem to attract fairly toxic people. And that's not to say that all people interested in PvP are toxic, but it certainly tends to attract a certain type of player. So I've kind of avoided them. But I think the main reason was the fact that it wasn't Fallout. You know, I love the Fallout world, the Fallout universe. I played all the games. I played the first one when it came out originally, whenever it was. Would it be late 80s, early 90s? I'm not sure exactly when it was. Maybe earlier than that. But and I've always had a thing for the Fallout world and apocalyptic type environments for whatever reason. Call me weird. But what you see now is why I love the game. It's very immersive. The world is huge, and it's rich and detailed. All of these blue icons are a location. There are other icons. There are other places I haven't been to yet that would also fill up the map with blue icons. But the map, I mean, I'm in this little section here, trying to give you some sort of example of the scale of the world, and I guess that's that's the other one. There's another tower in the distance over there. I'm not sure what tower that is. It could be this section here, but that's a fair trot away. That tower, and there will be a load of stuff going on in between. So the game is also dense, rich. All the locations are rich with environmental storytelling, notes. Computers to read, holotapes to listen to. So if that's your bag, this might be something that you really like. It's my bag, and it's why I'm loving the game. So I just like to pick a location I haven't been to before, and just head off in that direction, basically. And that's, I'm not sure if that's why I'm getting so much from the game. Maybe the game is just a perfect example of what I like from my games. I've been waiting for a survival game like this with a multiplayer element. As I said, I've been playing with my sons and we've really enjoyed it. But this is essentially what I'm enjoying why I'm enjoying the game so much. I look over the hill here. That looks like another location I haven't been to. There's another location there I haven't been to in the distance there. It looks like there's probably, looking at my compass, potentially another location there I haven't been to. So this is why I'm loving the game. And it's interesting because when you pick a location to walk to, I should say, you'll discover other things along the way. I haven't here particularly because this particular tower was very close to my previous location, but I haven't explored it yet, and I'm hoping that there's one of the towers back there. This one, I think it was, I could go into and explore. So I'm hoping that that's the case. And things kind of... I'm going to go up there first. And we get another view here, as you can see. Yeah. So this game is a dream for those who like to be immersed in a world and have loads of interesting things to explore. I'm not saying that the people not enjoying the game don't also want that, but from that point of view, I find it difficult to believe that you're not enjoying that aspect of the game, because that aspect of the game is pretty amazing. I'm trying to find there's a Hornwright estate. Okay, so I think we might be able to explore this, because I'm pretty sure I've read some lore about the Hornwright estate and whatnot. I did a quest recently where it allows me to build some really nice power armor, but I'm holding off on that at the moment. Look at that shot there. That's beautiful. See if I can get a shot of the moon coming through. Yeah, kinda. That's lovely. And I said maybe I play games in a different way to other people. I've noticed when I play with my sons, they're a bit more like run ahead. I mean, I think they enjoy the exploration and stuff, but they are a bit more run ahead. You know, when they're doing quests, it's very much pick up the next step. I don't think they read too much of the lore. Maybe they'll correct me. I think I read some of it. But I think, but so maybe it's the way I play games, and maybe that's why I'm getting a kick out of it. But I love coming to just these locations and exploring, looking at things, why they were there, what people were doing at the time when things went up the spout. I've got the card reader. That's good. I thought to myself, the last time I had a card reader, and I thought, well, God, I bet I start the video, I get here, and I haven't got the card reader. I should have checked, actually. But I didn't quite know what card reader it was. Now we've got some... Oh, wow, level 50. Okay. Oh, level 52. Ouch. Okay. Oh, no, don't do that. My power glove seems to be working wonders. There we go. I know plasma weapons are generally better for the... Oh, wow, there's a feral ghoul as well. She's got a cornucopia of different creature types. Okay. The looting. Oh, hello. Electrified serrated Chinese officer sword. I will take that. I'll take some lead scrap as well. Yeah, steel scrap. Although even though we've got so much of it, I'm trying to bulk it up and sell it off at the moment. The picking up items and trading and the picking up items and the trade skills are kind of one of the points that I find disappointing at the moment. I think to be honest with you though, part of the reason for that is the fact that I'm a bit obsessive with collecting things. I'm a terrible collector in real life and in games. So got a lovely view from up here. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I definitely haven't been there. There's a power station I haven't been to over there. That's amazing. Yeah, so when I've finished here, what I'll do is I'll pick another location and head towards that and investigate it and go through, clear it out of creatures, absorb the lore, listen to the holotapes, read the notes, read the computer terminals, all that sort of malarkey. And the other thing with the game as well is that when I'm bored of that, in between that, I've got lots of quests to do as well. You get daily events, so when you go to a location, the location might have a daily event. A protectron somewhere, must be downstairs. Yeah, you get daily events to do. Sometimes you'll head into a location. Bag of chlorine. Okay, I'll leave that for now. Yeah, you'll get to a location and you'll just get a quest pop up and you start doing a quest. There's the daily events. General events, like big events where they generally require more people to do. I think some of these pictures on the wall are quite interesting. That looks like a station I visited recently. Someone likes stations, I think. Someone working in the field there. Have I been around this side? Oh, I don't think I have actually. No, definitely not. Adjustable wrench. Yeah, so the Nuka-Cola cup, a can. No, okay. So yeah, so the junk thing is a bit of an issue because you do need you need junk basically to repair your weapons and your items and to craft things and build a base and all that kind of thing. And what I've found is that there are certain materials that let's take that. We'll take the flip lighter. Gas canister, aluminium. There are certain items like aluminium, adhesive. I'm finding for repairing my weapons, ballistic scraps of ballistic material, which I'm having a problem finding. That's becoming a bit of an issue. So there are certain items, certain materials like that are quite hard to come by. So I always look out for those. Oh, okay, a locked door. Let's see what. Let's see what occurs here. There we go. So yeah, so there are certain items that things like repairing weapons and armour, it takes a lot of. So you generally need to keep running out and doing scavenging runs, which I quite like. But it I guess it comes to this the scavenging and the survival aspects are kind of the thing that potentially for me are the things that I'm finding the most disappointing at the moment. The survival. This is quite an interesting little setup here. Cotton yarn, I'll take that. There is a fusion core there. You get so many fusion cores of power armor that it's really just not worth. It's just not worth it. This is an interesting setup on the first floor. Got all the workbenches that you need, which is pretty cool. Yeah, nice little setup here. Not sure who used to be up here. This is the Hornwright estate, right? Yeah, so they were involved in. I think they're involved in mining, or maybe they're involved in robotics. There was a quest I just did recently where there was a competition between always scrap items whenever you can, because it makes them weigh a bit less. What's this sword like that I got? Oh, that's nice. Level 45, so I'm a couple of levels off of that, I think. I'll hang on to that. I might give that a go. Yeah, there was a quest where a company was making some excavator power armor, which I got the plans for in a quest. And they were pitting their excavator power armor against someone who makes robots to do the mining, to see what was the most efficient at mining, and I think it turned out to be the robots. And the company that made the power armor went bust, I believe, from what I can tell from reading the lore. So that was hello. No, we've been up here, haven't we? Yeah, been up there. So that was we've just been through here. Let's go down. So that was quite interesting little quest. Yeah, but the survival aspects is probably the thing that I'm having the most problems with at the moment, or the things that I'm just finding the most annoying. They don't seem to be able to balance it right. Like you need to just drink. Oh, a snare drum. You need to drink and eat too much food. All survival games seem to make that mistake. If I was as constantly hungry and dehydrated as my character in game, I would literally almost be sitting around eating constantly. I think it's, I know it's a game, I don't want it to be realistic, but I think that needs to be balanced out a bit. You have to repair your weapons and your armour far too much, in my opinion. That's annoying. Yeah, and all of these aspects basically mean that you spend an awful lot of time doing scavenger runs, which I quite like. It's quite role play. Like I like logging in and kind of making out I've just woken up that morning and I've got to go out and scavenge some food and stuff, and that's fine. It's we'll pick up the coffee pot, will we? Yeah. Railway rifle. Oh, I don't think I've tried a railway rifle yet. Oh wow, range does quite a lot of damage actually. I don't have any ammo for it. There is some here. Okay. I don't have any spec perks in it, but let's try the railway rifle for a laugh. See what it's like. I can't imagine it would do much damage against these machines that I'm up against here, but we'll see. Yeah, so the survival aspects mean that I'm spending too much time worrying about those things rather than playing the game and enjoying it. I would like that balance to be shifted a bit. Now maybe it's just me. Oh, that's not bad. It does a fair bit of damage actually. Is there what's coming out over there? Oh, it's a major gutsy. Oh dear. Oh, got him. I'm not sure that this will do much damage to Major Gutsy. Nope. But seeing as he decided not to come and attack me, that might not be too much of a problem. I think Major Gutsy here might drop some nice... I think he might be shooting at me, but sometimes it's weird. You get caught, as I said, there are some bugs in the game. Sometimes you get caught behind something, and you're shooting at it, but the little sort of the little bar in the way is making it so that you can't fire past it, which can be a bit annoying sometimes. Oh, railway spikes. I guess they're the ones that were left over from me shooting him. Yeah, so the survival aspects of the game are one of the things I'm finding a bit frustrating, and the carry weight as well is a problem. So you're always, I find myself always, having to think about these things, which I think is fine to a certain extent. But as I said, I think it's way overbalanced at the moment. So way balanced in the negative. I would much like to have to worry less about those things. And I think it shows in the. I won't go too much into the leveling system, but you've still got your specials, and then you get perk cards to spend in the specials. And I think this is reflected in the perk cards, because what you get is essentially. Have I got any plasma mine? Have I got any grenades? Oh, nothing that is going to help. Plasma mines do a lot of damage to robots, so I will maybe go and use that on those gutsies down there. But yeah, but I think it shows. I kind of wonder if they run out of ideas for perk cards, so they made the survival aspect of the game slightly annoying, so they could create cards to help with that, because there are a load of cards for helping with food consumption, your weight. What else were we talking about? Repairing weapons and all that kind of thing. So unfortunately, as I said, I'm sure there are people out there that don't have these problems. You don't pick everything up. You travel light, and it's not too much. You only carry what you need, and you leave everything else, and maybe that works for you. But for someone who has been picking stuff up quite a lot, in conjunction with the perk cards, as I said, I feel that there are too many perk cards to help with the survival aspects of the game, which kind of make me think that, as I said, maybe there weren't enough perk card ideas, and they had to make the survival aspects a bit annoying, so that you pick, so that they filled out the perk cards. And I'm someone who, as I've been building my character, has been leaning more and more on these perk cards that reduce weight and stuff like that, because I've just found it a bit frustrating in the game. As I said, maybe there will be more people who haven't had that problem. That's fine. But I do find it an issue. You shouldn't have to eat and drink as much as you do. You shouldn't have to repair your weapons as much as you do. Weight shouldn't be as much of a problem. And I would like to build my character more around the character having fun rather than having to compensate for those issues. Maybe it's something that they'll balance in the future. Anyway, this is where the story is told through things like this. I've got a break in, have I? Okay. One likeness. It couldn't be that. Could be that. Could be raged. No, it's not that. Given. Maybe it's the A, which is the. It wouldn't be basic then. Large. Could be large. It is large. Okay. Okay. Penny Hall, right. So this is where the story is told, with stuff like this essentially, and I've really enjoyed reading it. I'm not going to I'll read that in a sec when I stop the video. We'll carry on exploring, and I'll come back and do that. But that's how the story is told. It's quite possible, that you will have a problem with that, and that's not how you want the game to be told. And that's okay. But I think it's okay also for people to not have a problem with that. I think it's perfectly fine. We're all entitled to enjoy the game how we want to enjoy it. Oh, level 43, awesome. Gained a level. Have I been in here? Oh, there's a gym, look. Dumbbells, wow. They're heavy, obviously, as you would expect. I imagine you probably get a lot of resources from these, maybe iron and whatnot. Might be quite good. I can sit. I can sit on the. I can do some exercise. I'll get off because my food and drink consumption is already quite high. I don't want to increase it by doing by doing that. Yeah, but just to finish that point, I would like to see the. I think I've been that way, haven't I? Let's just check at the end here. I think I've covered this floor. I'd like to see the survival aspects balanced out of it, so they're not so, so they don't get in the way of the gameplay so much. What I generally find myself doing is probably the most sensible thing, piece of advice, is to... I can hear Mr. Cutsy. maybe what I have done is to spend some time going out on scavenger hunts and just collect a load of stuff, so you can then spend a couple of days playing the game without having to worry about it. I've done that before, and maybe that's the way to go about things. Let's see if we can get in this safe. Safes do have safes that generally do have some nice stuff in them. Not always. Oh, a fat man, which I'm not going to take because it just weighs too much. Let's go down and clear out the rest of the floor, I reckon. So for me, this is Fallout 76 for me. This is what I do. This is my gameplay, if you like. This is what I enjoy doing. You know, going and discovering these sections. I wish I had a grenade or two now. I don't think that they will let off the plasma. Oh, they will let off the plasma grenade. That's good. What is that noise? Oh! It was... I think the robots had a self-destruct. And... Oh, they don't seem to have left any... they don't seem to have left any of themselves behind. Maybe I needed to have looted them quicker. Maybe. Oops. Normally I'm really good at unlocking the... lots of practice in Fallout 4. I'm normally pretty good at unlocking the... yeah, okay, fair enough. Nice deep bath with fluffy toys in. That couldn't have been very practical or hygienic, I would imagine. But a nice bath. So yeah, so as I was saying, this is Fallout 76 gameplay for me. This is what I go around doing, and it's what I enjoy. It's what I enjoy doing. I've had a whale of a time doing exactly this. And if you're the sort, you know, if you watch the gameplay and you're a similar sort of gamer to me, if you enjoy doing these things, then yeah, there's a fair chance that you will you'll also love the game. As I said at the start, there have been performance issues, there are bugs. I haven't come across anything game breaking or that has wanted me to quit the game. That doesn't mean that there isn't something. Oh, a recipe. Bloatfly loaf. Ugh. That's nice. Yeah, but I can only give my honest opinion of what I've found so far. I mean, I will do some more Fallout 76 videos, exploring some more locations, maybe some lore stuff. Hello, Mr. Gutsy. Power glove to the eye. There we go. Yeah, I mean, if things change, I will let you know. But I'll also do some more videos. Mr. Gutsy seems to be just looking out the... I'm sorry, Mr. Gutsy. I mean, I'm quite happy to leave you looking out the window there, but I kind of feel that you would probably attack me. So I'm getting in first, essentially. Yeah, as I was saying, if you can let's play the piano, shall we? If things change, I will let you know, and as I said, I'll do some other videos. But yeah, if you like exploring an immersive world, if this is what you class as an immersive world, what you've seen so far, then you might enjoy the game. You know, I'm not saying that the game hasn't had issues, but so far my experience has been very good. And also, just to touch on multiplayer, the multiplayer has been very good as well. I've enjoyed playing with my sons. PvP is terrible, but the multiplayer is good. And I think I said at the start, in the opening of the video, well tuned. So you get a little bonus for playing an instrument for a period of time. What does well tuned do? Let's check it out. Well tuned is AP regen plus 25. That's nice. Awesome. Yeah, we've enjoyed the multiplayer. Most of the bugs that we've come across have been in multiplayer. Most to do with quests not working quite right. But yeah, but it's been an enjoyable romp. So that's it for now. I'll stop the video. This is Fallout 76, apparently the worst game ever in the whole world, which I'm really enjoying. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.